Hi, and welcome everyone. Tonight it's a special night. We have Ramona, and guess what? So you know that every time we do networking events, our network expands and new people come in, and then we start meeting extraordinary people, just like I have talked to a bunch of you guys. And I connect, and why not bring amazing people to the table where they could tell us their story and how much they have happily come and join us to share and put in our table topics, very good informative topics that actually not only helps you as a person individually, but also in the workforce, or maybe as your business owner. The majority of us are business owners, and sometimes, and I know for a fact in my own world, I know that my business it wasn't aligned at some point. Why? Not because the business was not good. It's actually because I was not aligned. And so I had to identify what was causing that. And so it's amazing to bring amazing people here. So thank you, Ramona, for giving us the opportunity for empowering business owners to bring you on board. So thank you for being here. How are you?
Thank you. I'm doing great. I'm just glad to come and talk and hopefully just connect with everybody.
Thank you. Thank you. I want everyone to go around the room and kind of just say, hi, my name is such and I am from, and just kind of like get all this amazing energy flowing. So Kathy, if you could come out and say, where are you from?
Well, I am near Atlanta, Georgia, and I am new at business, but old at transformation. So I've done a lot of personal transformation. So now I'm trying to help other people to overcome some things. But yeah, I'm from Atlanta, Georgia.
Amazing. Thank you for being here, Kathy. Dory.
Hi, everybody. My name's Dory. I live in Missoula, Montana, the largest city completely surrounded by the Rocky Mountains.
Oh, nice.
I love that. I love when she says that. It just makes me want to go up there again.
Come on out.
Michelle.
Hi, I'm Michelle. I'm from Wisconsin, the home of the cheese.
Oh, yes. I love cheese. Miss Sue. I love Miss Sue. Oh, you're on mute. The phone is on mute, maybe. There's unmute the phone because I think the computer is not working, but the phone might be working. There you go. She says connecting to the audio. You have two Sues.
Okay.
Oh, there she goes. There you go.
All right, here's the fourth time I've
Perfect.
joined the audio. And it is echoing.
Oh, do you want to get off and come back on?
I have been trying to get on for about 10 minutes and I kept getting an error message. So I guess I can go out and try again.
Yeah, so you don't have the echo because normally it's just that you
Or
just have to
I don't have to speak. I'll just listen.
Okay. Well, she is Sue and she's from Lakeland, Florida. Thank you for being here. All right, Brittany. Miss Brittany. Hey, Brittany. All right. And we're going to give a chance to Idalis that she just came in. So yes, welcome, my dear. We're just going around the room and you just came in. It's your turn just to introduce yourself just with a name and where you're from. Something's going on around here.
I think it's because Sue is here twice. So you're hearing her
maybe.
echo. So Sue, if you leave with one of your devices, then that echo should go away.
Okay. Idalis, can you hear me?
No, I can.
Okay, there you go. So just your name and where are you from?
So What was that again? Sorry.
Your name and where are you from?
Okay, my name is Idalis Romero, and I am from Florida.
Perfect.
What else?
Thank you. Thank you. So today, like we were speaking, so trauma. I mean, I've been through trauma, and it's not really like a really good thing. I mean, but pain is pain. I've been through a lot of pain, but pain, any pain is pain. And so if the more you accumulate, it just builds up, it builds up. And I found myself sick. And one of the things that I don't like to go back is to that. We never want to go back. We want to move forward. We want to just unlock whatever is like keeping us hold in fear, in pain, our body, our sickness. We're at the hospital all the time. So most of the times it's because they're so trauma informed. But here's Ramona. So thank you for being here. The show is yours, my day.
Hi, everyone. It's great to see you. So, by the way, I'm in Alberta, Canada. So, Dory, I'm on the other side of the Rocky Mountains. So, we all come into this world bright and shiny. Love. We feel love. We give and receive love naturally. We don't question who we are, and we don't question our emotions. We're vibing high, right? On the scale of consciousness, we're right up here with love and joy. However, the life and the human experience gets to us. And sometimes it's not about just what happened, but it's about what didn't happen. And over time, we learn to protect ourselves, and our light becomes dimmer, and we move down the map of consciousness. And we do our best to move on and not wallow, move forward and take what we've learned. But then you find these triggers popping up like whack-a-mole all over the place. And it's like, what is with this? I thought I've moved through this. I thought I moved on. So I specialize in helping women in particular to get underneath sometimes what feels like an invisible barrier, so they can really just kind of expand into the creative, self-trusting, resilient person that they truly are underneath. And I can speak from a perspective as an entrepreneur as well, because I don't know about you, but it's kind of a wild ride being an entrepreneur. And I've bumped up against periods of growth when I was expanding so far out of my comfort zone. It was terrifying. Like I could literally throw up. I was so far out of my comfort zone. And I found myself at points feeling stuck, like couldn't move forward, couldn't complete a task, couldn't focus, couldn't move through whatever was ahead of me. And I knew instinctively that it wasn't just about strategy, because I had been applying strategy all along the way, strategy and trying and hustling and grinding and learning and coaching and all the things. Nothing was working. And I knew I had to go inward. And it wasn't just about me deciding to fix myself. First of all, I wasn't broken, and neither is anyone else. But I couldn't see my way through it. When I was going through a phase in my business where I was focusing mostly on health and fitness, I kept bumping up against this sort of issue with women I was trying to support. And they kept looping through these self-defeating patterns where it seemed like they lacked motivation, they lacked focus, and there was this spiral of guilt and shame attached to this. And that's when I decided I need to go deeper. I need to go deeper with myself because I'm intrigued by this. And I need to go deeper with the women I'm helping because I don't like feeling impotent in my work. Like I need to solve a problem. I need the work I do to have an impact and to make it last. I'm not about quick fixes. So at that time, I was going through we were just getting into the COVID era, right? I had certified as a personal empowerment coach. And that's when I learned about the Gentle Trauma Release Institute. And when I witnessed that some of my practice clients weren't, the strategies and the mindset work and the emotional work were just falling flat. And that's when I started to understand trauma. My professor was explaining what trauma is. And when I learned that there was a way to help people to release this, in a way that was lasting and gentle and highly effective without being in school for 25 years. I'm like, tell me more. This feels like a yes, like a big yes. Like, oh my gosh, I'm intrigued. And I gobbled up this training. So for me, going deeper for myself and in the path for my work was certifying as a gentle trauma release practitioner, which is a holistic method based on the science of the nervous system. This changed the way I see everything. So when I've bumped up against fear, like we all feel fear, but when I couldn't move through it, underneath what was discovered, that there was a part of me that was terrified of being seen. And on the deepest level, not consciously, I wasn't walking around thinking, I'm such a loser, I'm such a freaking loser. I wasn't thinking that. I know I'm smart, I know I'm a good person, I know I have skills. Underneath, there was a part of me is like, deep down, you're just a loser, right? This wasn't conscious, but it was causing me to freak the heck out when it come to moving forward and taking the next step. So I worked with my own coach because we're not meant to heal all things on our own. It's not how we work as human beings. And sometimes we can't see the way, right? So if you've been trying and working on things, good for you. But there may be some gaps there, or maybe you're witnessing in the people that you serve in your work, right? You may be witnessing this yourself and going, this changed everything, because once I understood that by releasing trauma, and I'll just label this as, it's not necessarily all the big catastrophic things that you might think, sometimes it is simply a response to a threat. It's an embodied response to a threat that is not resolved. This threat could be emotional, social, financial, physical. There's many reasons why we might feel a threat. So when I understood that this could be resolved in a way that was gentle and got straight to it and made it go away, so your body was like, I'm safe. Not like it just going and meditating and bypassing. It's like your body actually knowing the threat is resolved. It was just like mind blown. This is, I think, so important to consider in the big picture of everything that we come up against, especially as women and also as entrepreneurs. Because I know from my own experience, I could not show up as I am now without having done this work, right? It's just, I could not be present for this. I could not hold space for this in my previous version of me. And when I come across this in the whole big picture for women, so it might be your business, it might be your personal relationships, it might be how you take care of your body, there's finances, right? Those are all the ways that the trauma just trickles out. And we all have different bookends. So for some of you, you might be like just as smart as a whip in your business and a real go-getter in your business, but there may be another bookend that's showing the holes. Or for the women that you connect with in your work, like you will witness this, right? So what I found really exciting, so rather than thinking of trauma as this heavy subject, it's like when we can get underneath and resolve this in a way that's gentle, effective, and long lasting, it's like we've taken that backpack off and tossed it to the ground, and we took the dirty sunglasses off that are splattered with mud, and now we can see without forcing, without scribbling in your journal for hours on end, without meditating hours on end and doing all your mantras and mindset work and coaching. No, we get underneath it and immediately you change. Immediately you change. Your brain starts to change immediately. You see things differently. You see the meaning of your past experiences differently. You see yourself, your worth, your worthiness. Of course, there's growth to happen after that. But that to me is probably one of the most exciting things I've experienced and why I'm very energized by my work rather than finding it heavy. It's incredibly exciting. And then from there is the aftermath or the residue. So when we've cleaned up the core traumatic events or emotions that are anchoring it, and that's part of the coaching process is to figure that out. You don't need to know all of that, right? When we've cleared enough, doesn't need to be everything, but enough, then we can start to shift through the aftermath. So maybe it's the boundaries that we hold, what we tolerate in relationships, or the way we're able to connect, or how we take care of our body, or over-functioning in our business, right? Not charging enough, over-giving, burnout. So those are all things that can be addressed in the aftermath as you build the new. So this is an important part of the healing too. So there's the release, the aftermath, and the new. You also need the new because you're going to become a different person, right? You're not the person you were before this happened. Who are you now, right? So underneath that, it's like cultivating this new version of you who's underneath, and then you get to become, right? So this is an exciting part of the process. So it's empowerment and trauma, right? So because I'm a fitness professional and I'm also a food relationship coach, this just brings it into the lenses of what are the pieces of the puzzle that you need, right? We need to have a good relationship with food. We need to take care of and strengthen our body, right? We need to prioritize our well-being as a part of the long-term strategy. So this is where you can get curious, what's missing for me? And I do have a free download and a resource that you can keep for yourself and you can share with the women that you connect with in your work, because you're going to come across this. Absolutely. You might already be thinking of people, right? So it's a gentle trauma assessment. And this is just taking the stigma right out of trauma. And we look at symptoms. So we have emotional, mental, or cognitive, and physical symptoms that can be connected to trauma. And then we start to connect the dots. So for example, I haven't been sleeping well ever since my divorce, or, I've had gut problems ever since my mom had cancer, or, I've had, chronic anxiety since this past failed relationship, whatever it is, right? So this is a tool to help you connect the dots, because I find, it's easy to, as women, to think, oh, well, I just need to get over it. Other people had it worse than me, right? I'm not worst case scenario. It's entirely irrelevant what someone else's experience was. It has absolutely nothing to do with it. And what we're affected by is what we're affected by. But when we release it, your magic comes back. You change. People notice the change in you, which is super exciting. So I love to bring this perspective to business as well, because business is a personal growth journey. Sometimes it's a wild ride and quite harrowing. At least that's been my experience. I don't know about you. But just bringing the understanding that your nervous system, your emotions, and your unconscious sense of identity are playing a powerful role in what you're doing, what you're able to do, and what you're able to receive. So if you're coming up against stuff that's like, this seems to be a pattern, this seems to be a sticking point, this is where you get curious, connect the dots, and see what might be behind that so that you can release it and move on. So I'll share, I don't know if you have this already, if I gave it to you, the gentle trauma assessment, but if not, I'll drop it in the links. And then I welcome any questions or anything, maybe Blangelica, that you're reflecting on as I've been going through this.
Yeah, it's just that when you target those trauma, because the thing is that the more healing you do, the more you will actually discover that there's more trauma involved sometimes that you're not aware of. And then
Yep.
you start triggering kind of like your body and say, okay, what else? And I mean, I am that type. I'm the type that wants to know, what else do I need to heal? Or is there anything else that I'm triggering? And right now, I'm not triggering anything. I'm just letting it come. And they come automatically. They come out of nowhere. And you just kind of just see, what is it? And it's like you scan your body and then you know exactly why do I feel that way? And sometimes we just don't know. And this is when you want to find someone that you feel aligned with, that actually you can understand where you're coming from and will solve your problems. And again, this is something, if you want real change, you will get actual real changes in time. Mm-hmm.
What I'd love to, sorry, you were still saying something?
No, go ahead. And then I wanted to open and see if anyone has any questions too.
Sure. Well, what I find especially energizing and helpful is that with this particular method, it's a standalone method. So it's not me, a hodgepodge, it's like a standalone method, is you're really bypassing a lot of the usual long road that people think it's going to be. Like, I've been doing X thing for 2 years now. No, this is not that. So here's a couple things that are really exciting. Number one is your body will present you with what it's ready to process. If it's not ready, it's not going to present it. So you can just chill. And if it's something's being presented, it's because you now have the capacity and you feel safe enough. And a metaphor that I find incredibly helpful is to think of a tabletop. So think of like a nice coffee table. So a round coffee table, maybe oval coffee table, and has legs on it, these nice sturdy legs holding it up. So think of the tabletop as trauma symptoms, emotional, mental, motivational, physical symptoms. Okay, there's your symptoms. And holding the legs up, holding up is the core traumatic events. So these will be the more particular events that's my job as a coach, just to help figure out with you. You don't have to come to me with a list, right? And they're not always the big T like people think, that are anchoring trauma in your body. So here's what's exciting. We clear, and I mean clear, a core traumatic event. And there might be 100 more that are just like it. But we clear that one and the rest go. We clear enough of the core traumatic events and the whole table collapses. Your body goes, and all the other little stuff just goes like, eh. Your body's like, no, I'll just put it with the other stuff there. It's processed. So it's not like this long grind where you got to keep going and going and going and going. No. So that's what's really exciting.
That's amazing. I love that. I wanted to ask if anyone has any questions they want to express themselves. Go ahead, Dallas. Go ahead.
So you're talking about trauma that shows up, and I was just in Puerto Rico last month for almost a month with my sisters, and had some good time. But when I came back depressed, like a lot of stuff, and I started working because I've been doing this myself for years, trying to work on my stuff, and it's like I even shared on Facebook, like an overwhelming tsunami of feelings showed up. And I started digging to find out. And Puerto Rico has a lot of bad memories for me. That's where my parents abandoned me. That's where I lost my sister. That's where I had a major car accident where I broke my jaw, like a lot of stuff. And then on top of it, I have my hand burned with boiling water when I was there this time. So I felt like there was a lot of trauma just showed up after that trip.
Yeah.
And then I felt like I don't ever want to go to Puerto Rico again, ever. Like I was, so all this, and I was confused. I was like, but I was fine when I left. Why all of a sudden all this? I've been fine for years, and like all of a sudden all this memories and stuff showed up. And so that's what I was like, so confused.
It brought it all to the surface. Is this the first time you've been there since these things have happened?
It's been 40 years since I've been to Puerto Rico.
So here's what's interesting as well, is we can carry some significant trauma in our nervous system and be fine until something pushes our resilience threshold. So for example, what I noticed was the clients I was connecting with had some trauma that they were carrying and they were doing okay, surviving. And COVID, whatever was wrapped up in COVID for them, pushed them beyond their resilience threshold. So sometimes we can be carrying it and seem fine, and then something presents it to us or pushes us beyond our resilience threshold. So it could be the combination of your body and your nervous system and your unconscious, the sights, the smells, the sounds, all the unconscious cues of this place that represented that pain or loss there, plus the trauma of getting hurt, pushing it a little bit higher. And that's when things can start flooding. And that is very normal. Yeah.
Okay. That makes sense. Yeah, because I've been like working through it for the past month since I got back.
Yeah. So sometimes it's there. And it's kind of just running low key behind the surface. And sometimes we can dissociate from it enough that it's not really affecting us, at least not in really obvious ways. Sometimes it's less obvious ways, like, ways that don't seem trauma related, but they are.
Interesting.
Right? Because there's lots of symptoms that people don't necessarily connect to trauma. That's why we have the gentle trauma assessment. But something triggered that threat in your nervous system unconsciously and brought it right back, and like, you need to address this threat because it's right there. And you're like, your body's like, wow. Okay. So then it's like protection on. Whatever symptoms you have, is your nervous system it's wise, it's responding to a threat. It doesn't know that 40 years has passed, doesn't care about that. It's unconscious. As far as that knows, you're still 5 years old. Your body doesn't know, doesn't care, it's unconscious. So that's a normal response to exposing yourself to something that brought it to the surface or reminded your body of the threat that you experienced. Right? So this is part of the work that I do to address and release that, so that the same triggers will no longer do that to you anymore.
Thank you.
You're very welcome.
Interesting.
Thank you for sharing it, guys. I just want to remind everyone, this is a safe space, okay?
Yeah. So
There's no
anything you bring up,
judgment.
yeah,
Yes, I
very
want
much
to make sure that
respected.
everyone, very, very, I would not do it otherwise, differently.
Yeah. Just holding your heart, holding your energy, right? Holding that
Yeah.
safe
Yeah,
place.
and vulnerability has brought me in a strength. So cry away
Yeah.
if you need to, scream if you need to. We're here to
Mhm.
hold each other and always have that sisterhood. Well, today is only girls. We'll always have that sisterhood, and I'm here to support everyone. So thank you for being here. Anyone else wants to open up their book?
This might be questions about people you connect with in your work as well. Sometimes you might witness that, or people you care about.
Yeah, triggers. There's also triggers with people that you care about.
Yeah.
The what? The why they do this to me.
Yeah. I think one of the best things you can do for yourself, if you're not sure where to start, two things: curiosity and acceptance. Curiosity about, I wonder what this is about, or what if, right? Or if you're feeling something, So rather than judging or suppressing or freaking out because you're feeling something, it's getting curious, even thanking your body for giving you the message. Acceptance of who people are and what they're capable of at that moment, whether it's not able to meet your needs, and then setting your boundaries accordingly. This does not mean you're an emotional sponge or an emotional punching bag. This means you set your boundaries accordingly and release the expectations that people will be anything other than what they are.
Yeah, that's very important. You will not be able to make it across the border without the efficient boundaries. They're so important at any level, with anyone, It doesn't matter how much you love them. They could be your kids, parents. But it's
And
so
your
important.
boundaries can change too, depending on your needs. So if you're quite stressed or quite burnt out or feeling a little bit energetically vulnerable, you will need different boundaries than if you're doing great. You're allowed to adjust your boundaries. They can be fluid. You can still set them lovingly when that's applicable, right? You could still be loving but firm.
Yeah. Yeah, that's amazing. Thank you. Yes, anyone else wants to share? I also shared in the comments Ramona's Facebook, so you guys could add her and engage because we're here to help each other. So if you have anything going on, let her know. Do discovery calls with each other and see how you could help each other. This is what is what it's all about. Do you have the link that you want to share? And also, if you do the assessment, it will be nice if you kind of share like a testimonial for Ramona just for sharing with us, because that's what we do. We exchange. We exchange that energy for you, for me, and for all of us. This is what we do. We like to share some knowledge. Why not just scan that body and see what it's doing for you?
Yeah, I would love to hear from you. Even if it's in some way just to support each other and collaborate in a possible way in the future, if you see that a way of resonating. I'll drop that link in a moment in the comments as we continue on with networking. I just have to go to a different page, so I don't want to be distracted while I'm talking to you.
No worries. I'm gonna go ahead and open forum and have everyone introduce themselves. That way you can have time for that. So yeah, let's start with Miss Kathy Jackson.
Hi there. Yeah.
Hello.
I was just gonna mention too that, it's at Idalise, was talking about being in Puerto Rico with her family. Family is a big trigger. And sometimes we can absorb family history, trauma, whatever, from being around them, and sometimes we just take on their energy, and we just have to know how to clear it. So that's just one thing I wanted to add to that. But yeah, so I'm really excited about the summit coming up, and so I'm preparing my talk on that and talking about codependency and my journey to basically move through and on the other side of codependency. It's quite a process, and I learned a lot, and so I'm going to be sharing a lot of points about that. And yeah, what else? I think I'm just focused on that right now. Yeah, I'm feeling a lot. Well, I had a lot of I had some good moments over the weekend. I had just celebrated my birthday, so I was
Happy birthday.
Thank you. I was enjoying my weekend, so I wasn't in touch with much. I was just trying to have a good time. So that was nice, and thanks. That's cute. Yeah, so that's pretty much it right now. Just navigating the energies coming into the planet. I'm a sensitive, so I feel it really intensely, and so the last couple of days has been kind of tired. I'm tired.
You're coming up from the tiredness. You're not tired. You're coming up from the
I'm
tiredness.
coming up from the tiredness.
Yes, yes. And it's okay to take, I mean, you partied and now it's time to rest and come back to it. That's all we can do. And it's okay to take breaks. Ladies, it's so important. I mean, I do a lot of things, but I have to take breaks, and I'm like, I'm not answering any phone calls. I have a do not disturb after, I think it's 9:30. Do not disturb. They could be in a hospital.
Do not disturb.
Oh, no. It's boundaries, because why? Because we need that time to restore our body and come
Right.
back and do it again.
Sure.
Movement, movement is always amazing to always move. So, and thank you for bringing that codependency. As a woman, we go through that. I mean, I've been through it. I actually, right before with all this relationship and all this commotions and waves that I had to go through, I realized that I still had some, and I'm like, oh, I'm aware. And that's when I said, okay, you don't belong here anymore. And that's when I said, I'm out.
Yeah, there's a
So
lot
thank you for bringing that up.
there's a lot of layers to it for sure.
Yeah, so it's, don't be afraid to kind of like scan your body and see, well, what am I holding that it's not making me happy? Let's think about that. Dory, my dear, come on down. The price is right. Oh,
Buddy,
I love that. Oh, I like that.
I am an ancestral alchemist and a sacred rage weaver. So I help women connect to their ancestors and trace back their lineage and tap into their emotions, especially the emotions that get stuck in our bodies. Oftentimes, as women, especially, we're told like it's not okay to be angry, you need to be nice. And so we stuff down that anger and other uncomfortable emotions, and it turns into excess weight and dis-ease and chronic pain. And sometimes it may even just be that you all of a sudden blow up over some little thing that really ended up being an over exaggeration, but it was because you just kept stuffing it down and stuffing it down until you exploded. And so I help people tap into that and process it so that they can move beyond it, and then healing the ancestral patterns of trauma and abuse and things like that.
Thank you. Thank you. And we have like good news coming up. It's coming in shortly, so be ready. I have good news with Dory, guys. Ladies, is it gonna be ladies only? It's ladies only. Yes, it's ladies only.
So
So ladies, so stay tuned because the drum will be dropped here in a couple of maybe days or so. We're trying to work behind the scenes every minute we get here and there between all our commotions, but it's coming soon. So I can't wait. I can't wait. Oh, my dear Sue, I love this lady. Let's see. Let's see if you don't have an echo.
I think when I logged off and came back, it fixed it.
You did. You're great.
Can you hear
It
me?
happens all the time.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Okay. Since I started my metaphysical journey a couple years ago, I've had a couple different practitioners tell me that there was a blockage in my throat chakra. I'm like, okay, fine, that's fine. And it's been confirmed that I have a tumor in my throat, and the practitioners all saw it. And it took nuclear medicine scan on Good Friday to find it because it's not big. So this stuff works. I have got a crystal that's supposed to be efficient at helping with the throat area. And I did not know until recently that I have to cleanse it and recharge it. So I'm doing that regularly because I really need some healing in there.
Yeah. And yeah, you could charge it with the sun or with the moon.
Today it charged all day in the sun.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And yeah, let me know whatever you need. If you need like a private session, we could do that too at the store. Just whatever you
Okay.
need, I'm only a phone call away.
Yes, are you doing the Saturday morning hike at 8 o'clock at Auburndale?
Yes, I am hiking.
I will be there.
Perfect. So we'll walk together.
8 a.m. Yes.
I will do some throat work there at
Okay.
you got
Okay.
it. We'll do it in the nature. We're just laid down. Nobody gives a fuck. We could do whatever
I
we want,
know.
wherever we want.
I could use some grounding. I could
Yes, we'll do
definitely
it
use some.
together. We could do it together there.
I could do. Yep, grounding will be
We'll
great.
take off our shoes and we'll do it together. I got you, girl. I can't wait. I'll see you Saturday. Yay.
Yes.
Perfect. So Michelle, amazing Michelle. And by the way, lady, this amazing lady Sue, she's also part of my community. She lives here in Lakeland and I'm in Auburndale. It's only like 30 minutes away. And she also comes to my local events and my virtual events. She's all over. She says this shit works. I'm like, everything I do it makes me so happy. And then I have an oak tree by the store, and that's like her favorite place to go. And there I bought like little fairies. I'm trying to build like a fairy garden. So you guys are gonna love it eventually when I've created all the way. So I just wanted to share that. It's amazing to share
Do
about my
you
little
take
community.
Do you take ferry donations in case we run
Yes.
across? Okay,
Yeah,
so
that day
next time,
that I'll see you Saturday, we could go and work there too. You got it, lady. All right. Amazing. Michelle. Oh, Michelle got some
Hello.
good news. Michelle has amazing news. Come on.
I am Michelle. I'm the founder of Boss Ladies Creating Empires, the creator of Ignite Your Passion Formula, and I'm the host of the Empowerment Summit coming in 2 weeks. Several of us on here, Bill Angelica, Kathy, Ramona, Dory, Ida Liz, are all going to be in my summit. We have several people from all walks of life over the over 5 days, May 19th through the 23rd, speaking different topics. So I'll put the link in the comments, and it's a free event. Everybody should come and check it out.
I love it. I'm excited. I'm ready. I will be speaking about Reiki for self-love. Kathy has a topic, Ramona has a topic. I think
Yep.
everyone has an individual
Dory.
topic. There is going to be a special guest. And I mean, come on, you guys gotta come and join us. It's gonna be amazing. Michelle, if you can share the link of the group so that they know where to go for that
Yes.
summit, because it's a private
We
event.
did
It's actually by
release a
invitation
website
only.
today. We
You
did
did?
release the
Okay.
website today in the Empowerment Summit. It's a Canva website, and it'll take you directly to the group.
Perfect. I love it. I enjoy that. So yeah, I'm excited. So thank you so much. And also your share also your other group, empowering
Empowering
bosses.
bosses creating empires.
Correct. And just to let you guys know, and for the ones watching the replay, you could add us in our groups. My group is Empowering Business Owners Growing Together in Facebook. Michelle Empowering Bosses. Name it again.
Empowering bosses creating empires.
Anyone else has a group that want to share also, so that everyone with the replay can add. If you do share it, please. And this is what we do. We come together, communities. We have amazing communities, and we help each other because we're here to grow together, and we're here to share our purpose and our love and life with everyone, because not everyone is a good fit, right? So we have a community where we could actually share that amazingness. So thank you for being here, Michelle. Amy,
Thank you.
my dear, how are you?
Good, good. Nice to see you
Nice to
again.
see you again.
How have you been? Long time no see.
Living the dream. Okay.
Good.
Living my biggest fan dream. I am living the dream. Ready or not, here I come. I can't hide. Thank
That's
you
good.
for being here. Can you please introduce yourself and tell you have amazing things to share about, so let's go.
Well, my name is Amy Nakach. I live in Queens, New York. I am a fine artist, shaman, mystic, healer, and horse lover, or horse enthusiast. And I'm working on developing a few things. I would like to create a retreat for healing the inner child, and create some meditation. I'm working on my YouTube channel, and I'm becoming an entrepreneur. So I'm learning, and how you say, and taking it into action. I'm incorporating into my life.
You're embodying it.
Yeah, that's the
Yes.
word I was
I
looking for.
love it. Yes.
Thank you.
So, you want to share more about your paintings? Did you ever get like a website going, or how are you selling your paintings currently?
Well, I don't have my own website. I post them on Etsy, but I think the listing already expired, so I need to double check.
Okay.
Double
What are
check.
you currently working now?
I'm working in fixing my apartment. I got a new bookshelves that I'm finished unpacking because I had a year, a little more over a year that I moved into this place, and I'm not done unpacking yet. So that took a lot of time, the cleaning and the organizing. And I'm making room for my art studio, even though it's gonna be just a corner of the apartment, which is a small apartment here in Queens, but it's gonna be very um, um, designated space in order for me to be able to create art and obviously create a website where I can sell or improve my Etsy store and be able to promote myself also because I'm also starting as a healer. And like I said, I'm planning on creating retreats, healing retreats to different places. I want to go to Machu Picchu and I want to go to, how you say this energetically special retreats, Sedona, Machu Picchu, Egypt, Costa Rica, San Miguel Allende. It's not only energetically interesting, but it's gonna be art related. And for example, I'm planning on taking people to San Miguel Allende, Mexico, for
Mm-hmm.
to tour around town and see how people live. Take them to local families, local artisan people on how they paint, how they do ceramics, how they weave baskets. I love food. I'm a foodie. I'm a chef also.
Yeah,
Go to
that's amazing because you could create a retreat, and that I also do. Mine is in Puerto Rico, the next one coming up. But you could create based on your love and your likes, create like the foodie with the artistic side and put a plan together. I consider the best length, it will be from 5 to 10 days. Okay, just keep that in mind when you create it to have that amazing experience, because if you're going to be doing healing, the customer, it's not going to be enough time, 3 days. The customer
no, no,
definitely will need more time for
for
healing and to enjoyment, because they also want to have an amazing experience.
yes, absolutely. But for this, I mean, the 3 day retreats, I was not thinking about much about them. It was gonna be more like a local thing, more for fun or meditation only.
Yeah,
For San
yeah,
Miguel,
that's amazing.
for San Miguel, I was gonna make about a week. I was planning on 7 days. Let's say one day for painting, one day for ceramics, one day for basket weaving, one day for culinary and cultural. A few days of meditation, like having with yoga every morning, having breakfast,
Mm,
then going for a tour, and
yeah,
some hands-on training with these kind of people because most of them, I mean, you're showing the culture of the place of the local people, but it's gonna be very crafty. I want people to enjoy firsthand how to make ceramics. I mean, that's
I
something that
love that. No, and everybody loves that creativity when you embrace it. It is so healing too. So that's amazing. Thank you. Thank you for sharing. I'm so happy
and
to see you back.
thank you. And I think people don't get the chance to experiment with different things. Is like if you're gonna do something like do it for just one time, it's gonna be very interesting. Like travel abroad and have the experience to deal with people that has been doing that for their own generations, uh, even for generations, and how to interact with other culture, other food, other mentality, and new things for them and for me because I really want to experience all those things. And they say if it's not being created, is if you are looking for something that is not being created yet, create it yourself. So I'm working on that.
Yeah, and if you don't create it yourself, someone else will have that idea. So never forget to continue to create, create, create. Have I missed anyone? I want to make sure because I don't want to miss anyone. All right, perfect. Ramona, back to you. I wanted to open forum and make sure that I come back to you if you want to just close with that amazing information and where to find you. I already shared your link.
Yeah, so I've shared a couple things. I added my private group, if you just want where I share more content there. I do have a special offer I can give that's exclusive to the networking group. Attendees are those on the replay. This would be like a one-on-one VIP coaching call for 60 to 90 minutes to help identify where your sticking points are, like what's emotional blocks, the parts of you that are running the show, and what your next steps forward might be. And this is a deeper dive. It's not a fluffy call. Obviously, we can't change everything about your life in one call, but I've had people get tangible outcomes from one call. I also invite, if you want to connect or collaborate, if you feel like there's some alignment here, have a conversation. I'm happy to chat.
That's important, and I love these meetings, especially because of that. We have other community members, so connect, engage, and take these opportunities to also let people know, because maybe you're not working in the trauma area, but what if you have a client that is also looking for a trauma coach? So when you present that to other people, love that. Your clients will really thank you for just having the connections to find someone and let themselves be known. So anyone else wants to say something before I close tonight? Because let's talk about what's going on next week. What am I talking about? We're not going anywhere. Let's see. Let's see where we at. Let me share here 1 second. All right, so we had the beautiful Ramona tonight. This is for in-store. We'll have the full moon circles. I'm looking forward to be there Friday. It's always like I come home in my own scent, and it's very nice, and it's more community-like, so I love it. Community Styles is the one that we were talking about. This was brought. I normally used to do walks all the time, but it was just only me, and once in a while I will just invite the community. But when I met Russell Rogers, I partnered with him, and I said, you know what, I'm just going to bring it to my community. Even if I'm not there, people could come and join and walk together at the Van Fleet. But in reality, Community Strides is worldwide. You could walk 2 miles from anywhere in the world, and just at whatever time you will like. So I decided to do it we do it every second Saturday worldwide. And if I'm here locally, then I'll just do 8 a.m. That's the best time that I could do. So I'll see you Saturday at the Tico Trail, but you could walk anywhere in the world. And then we have Rooted Soul Sister. That's an in-store event. We also have Ramona. You will meet her. She is here locally, but we're also doing an online event, and we're also doing an in-store event. Amazing, also transformational coach. And look what we have here. We have Kathy Johnson. She's here on our call today, and we'll be talking about empowerment and resilience. And let me tell you, it's so important to keep your empowerment and to always be resilient, because this journey is also a learning experience that you will never want to forget, but you have to have that strength. I want you to just have it all the time, because there's nothing you cannot how would I put it? There's nothing you can't fix, I would say. And this is actually the online class for her, tarot, socials, and then we have Hopono, which is hope. I don't know if I'm saying it correctly, but it's Hoponono. So this amazing woman, she lives here locally in Winter Haven, Florida, and she's my belly dancer, a teacher. And she also teaches me how to chair dance, the sexy one. I love her. And then so she's coming on board. She said, I am done. I need to let my purpose and my love and light come out. And this is what I want to bring to the table. I am ready. So, I mean, see, amazing. It's amazing how we just overcome and we just grow together. And this is what I love doing. So she's coming with us, and I can't wait for you to meet her. And then we have the Blazing Connection, and that will be on the 30th. And then we go back to June. So, and we have the beautiful Dallas So I can't wait. And there's more to come. We're working behind the scenes. So there's always something going on around my world. So you can always check www.blangelicasboutique.com and you could find out anything that I have going on. And if you have any questions, feel free to do a free clarity call with me and connect, and I'll see you next week. So thank you so much for being here. I love you and have a great night.
Thank you.